I'm your host, Pat's Path Predictor, and we have breaking news. Alright, so this is the situation we have right here. This is Hurricane Blas. This is now a hurricane with winds of 75 miles per hour, and as you can see, it is continuing to intensify, and now it's starting to grow in size as well. So, to understand what really happened, we have to go back and look at the context of this. This is basically the 10 p.m. advisory. I found it at the archives for 10 p.m. last night. At 10 p.m., the winds were at 50 miles per hour, the pressure was at 1,000 millibars, and tropical storm force winds extended 70 miles from the center, and it was moving north at 5 miles per hour. Now, we have to go back. We're going to go to the 4 a.m. advisory, and we're going to show you what happened, because this thing is now starting to rapidly intensify, and at 4 a.m., this was moving at 6 miles per hour at the north-northwest, and now the winds have increased to 65 miles per hour as of 4 a.m. So it would jump of 15 miles per hour in 6 hours, and a drop of 6 millibars in 6 hours, which this thing was at that point dropping at a millibar per hour. And then the tropical storm force winds actually retracted a bit down to 60 miles from the center, and then basically, after this, it continued to rapidly intensify, and now it is now a hurricane, and this is the latest advisory we have right here. At 10 a.m., the center of Hurricane Blas was located near latitude 14.9 north, longitude 102.8 west. Blas is now moving towards the west-northwest near 5 miles per hour, and the motion is expected to continue with several days with gradual acceleration. Maximum sustained winds have increased to 75 miles per hour with higher gusts. Additional strengthening is forecast during the next 24 hours, followed by gradual weakening by the end of the week. Hurricane force winds extend 10 miles from the center, and the tropical storm force winds actually retracted even more down to 45 miles from the center. So this is actually a really small hurricane when this thing got issued. The estimated minimum central pressure is 988. This thing is still rapidly intensifying at around 1 millibar per hour. That is considered rapid intensification. Now, the good news is this thing is going to stay out to sea. And if you can take a look at it with the cone right here. The good news is this thing's going to stay out to sea. We might see this island right here get impacted with some tropical storm force winds right here, but that's basically the extent that we have right here. This thing is now expected to be a Category 2 hurricane with winds of 100 miles per hour as well, according to the NHC. So it's right at the top of my estimate from last night, which is 80 to 100 miles per hour is the peak. The intensity models, basically, the NHC has going to Cat 2. Most of the models keep it as a high-end Category 1, while some of the models have it keep going up to Category 2, according to NHC. In fact, the CTCI has us going up to a high-end Category 3 hurricane, which I will say that's not really outlandish, but it is like it's possible if this thing continues to get its act together, but it doesn't look like that outcome right now is not very likely at this time. So that's basically what we're looking at. Let's go ahead and go back to the satellite imagery because I want to show you guys this. Like, we're looking at minus 80 cloud tops. Like this was several hours ago when this is just a tropical storm. We are looking at widespread minus 80 cloud tops right here. It is the Pacific Ocean, so it is a larger ocean. And it has a kind of a bigger pool of warm water to come through compared to the Atlantic. But look at this. Like, you don't see minus 80 cloud tops like this every day. We saw stuff like this during Hurricane Agatha just a couple of weeks ago. We're actually going to go back to 90 frames just to show you what's been going on with this thing. Because this thing was just a tropical storm yesterday, and this was actually quite small, and then this thing really started to get its act together. The minus 70s started getting larger. The minus 80s, like, look at this. We're looking at potentially down to close to minus 90 cloud tops at this point. This thing continued to grow. These minus 80 to minus 90 cloud tops continue to expand, and look at where it is now. Look at this, like, and not only that, right, just this thing also grew greatly, and it also really grew in size as well. I'm noticing this, like, the outflow bound, the outbands of this, like, this was really small, now this storm grew really large in size. I have noticed. Now, depending on if that equates to a larger radius of hurricane tropical storm force winds, we will have to wait and see when it comes to that. But I will this thing is rapidly intensifying right now, and it's going to continue doing that for the next 12 to 24 hours. So that's the latest update on Hurricane Blas. Now we now had Hurricane Agatha and now Hurricane Blas in the Pacific, which this is really going to be a crazy hurricane season, honestly, because of the first two names of the Pacific hurricane season are hurricanes. First two named storms are hurricanes. Man, once August comes, we're gonna have a lot more to worry about. But then again, we are a couple of months away, and as that time goes on, I will continue to update you guys on any potential tropical hazards that come to the United States and Mexico and Canada, as well as the rest of the Caribbean and the Atlantic Basin. But with that being said, that's going to wrap up this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. It helps me out. It helps me make more videos like these. The goal of this channel is to get more people engaged with weather. And I hope I am doing that with these videos, as well as warning people about potential hazards like this. Although the good news is that Hurricane Blas is going to stay out to sea, so that's the good thing about this. But anyway, with that being said, have a wonderful day. Stay safe.